What's up, guys? My name is Kelly, and this is Kelly's Corner of Nightmares. So yeah, it's been like a month, a little bit more than a month since my last video, and I am so sorry. Life has been so crazy this year. It's not even funny, and it's about halfway over now, and I have made maybe a total of 5, 6, 7, 8 videos. I'm so sorry. I'm trying, I promise. I am but I do have a Friday Night Fright Night in my queue. I just haven't recorded it yet. I'm just now getting over like a really bad cold that my daughter had and spread everywhere else in the house. But I gotta get a haircut, you know, because it's summer and it's fucking hot. So what I'm going to be doing today is a video about horror movies that also make you sad. So we're not gonna do all of them because there is a lot of them. I literally, before I made this list, I literally sat down and made a list of all the horror movies that I've seen that also made me sad, and a lot of them didn't make this list, but it's a long list. So instead of top 5, I settled for top 10 because there is so much to say about so many movies for this category in particular. So today I am doing my top 10 horror movies that are also sad. Are you ready? Here we go. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. Anyway, my number 10 is Train to Busan. This movie was one of my it was on one of my previous lists back when it first came out, and I have to say it is definitely one of the best Korean films I actually sat down to watch and read. Although I'm not particularly a fan of subtitles, this movie made it worth it. Especially when it came to the tear-inducing scenes. I mean, the main character of the film basically made the ultimate sacrifice to ensure his daughter's safety. If that doesn't kill you inside, nothing will. And there were a few characters in there that you thought would have been safe, but ultimately weren't, which I thought was very refreshing. And now, we have my number 9. Number 9. I'll stop. My number 9 is Carrie, if you didn't know. What makes this movie so sad to me is that it's basically the outcome of being bullied and pushed over the edge over time. People are so afraid of anything that may be different from the norm, and they lash out at the people who are because they are either jealous or afraid this person will succeed in life and end up being better than them, which usually they do. Often, bullies pick on people different from them because they initially have an issue with themselves, or they have problems in their home life. And towards the end of this film, it becomes pretty much a revenge plot. And that is what makes it sad. Why does bullying have to get so bad to that point? Why can't we just all get along? That brings me to my number 8, which is Mama. I don't know if you guys remember this movie. I feel like it's definitely underrated, and I liked it, and it resonated with me. This film is sad in many ways. The beginning is plenty sad with the death of the 2 little girls' mother. And again, after their father killed all those people, he proceeded to try and kill them as well as himself. Right before his death, from this freaky, shadowy figure. It turns out that this shadowy figure was what was left of a dead mother. I'm not saying it was the dead mother that got taken away from her babies too soon. Whether it was their mother or not was pretty much a mystery to me. I think they left that part open-ended, but at the same time, it has been a while since I've seen this movie in full. The two girls ended up living completely alone and practically ended up feral before anyone found them. And they ended up developing an attachment to this motherly but freaky, shadowy figure. And eventually, towards the end of the movie, they are faced with a decision that either separates them from Mama completely or they die with her. And since this is an older film, I am going to go ahead and spoil the ending, that one of them does end up dying with Mama at the end, and one left end up being with a new loving family, which I thought was a very interesting ending for the tone that this movie was going for. So I applaud you, Mama. I love this movie. All right, my number 7 is gonna be the Babadook. Babadook? Whatever you think fits better in this context. I'm not going to talk about this one too much because it hits a little too much at home for me. This movie tackles so much in the daily life of a mother, dealing with all kinds of depression, whether it being postpartum depression, general depression, stress, anxiety, dealing with a kid while you're trying your best, but mentally holding on by a thread is so hard, and I can definitely relate. That's why therapy is so important. Talking about it is so important. And that's all I'm gonna be saying about that one. It's a very good one. I really do recommend this movie. It has a lot of scary tones in it, but it also has that very emotional side to it that if you're a mother with anxiety or any kind of depression or any kind of mental burden on you, will definitely resonate with this movie. My number 6 is Before I Wake. This is one that I sat down and watched alone when my husband was at work, and I didn't have my daughter yet, I don't think. I can't remember when this movie came out, but I'm pretty sure it was before 2019. This one is another hard one for me because, well, basically anything that involves a child and has a sad connotation will immediately break my heart. This kid's family got murdered, okay? That's sad enough. But to be paired with these foster parents that have lost their own baby boy from an accidental drowning, oh my god, I cry every time because that actually happened to an old friend of mine, and I still can't imagine how she feels to this day. Anyway, this kid's dreams end up coming to life, and not in a good way, like a super creepy, bring back a dead little boy type of way. And it was just so sad how the mom ended up feeling about it. Now, we're getting into my number 5, so we're halfway there at this point. If you haven't guessed what my number 5 is yet, it's Hereditary. Okay, so this lady just started mourning the loss of her mother, right? That's sad and confusing for her enough. But then this movie had to go to the extreme fucked up route and kill off the special needs daughter, too. She was so innocent. She was trying her best to get along with her brother, and her brother was a teenager despite actually caring about her, and he literally ends up accidentally decapitating her while in the process of trying to get her home for her inhaler because she was having an asthma attack. Oh my god, this movie is amazing for making me cry like that. Wow. My number 4 is going to be The Sixth Sense. I know you guys know this movie. I know everyone knows this movie. The very twist on this movie is incredibly sad. I mean, he was dead the entire time. Oh my God. But the real reason why this movie was so sad to me was that this poor kid was literally seeing dead people and just trying to be a normal kid. He was putting up with all that, and he was so scared. I wish I was in the movie just so I can hold him and tell him that everything is going to be all right. Poor baby. My number 3. Now we're getting into the top 3s. And yeah, these last 3 are gonna be pretty fucked up, so buckle up. But anyway, my number 3 is Pet Sematary. Ugh. If you don't know what makes this movie sad, we cannot be friends anymore. A beautiful family moves to a new town so that they can find employment, and tragedy strikes. Like right away. An 18-wheeler truck speeding down the main road runs over their poor, beautiful baby son, and the son passes away. But we quickly find out the consequences of bringing the dead back to life in this horrifying film. The worst part for me is that this man, the husband, chose to grieve twice without even batting an eye. Soul crushing. Ah. All right, guys, down to the last 2. My number 2 is A Quiet Place. This one is a little newer, so I'll try not to spoil too much if you haven't seen this movie yet. In this fantastic and every way film, we grieve the loss of someone special, and it is so emotional to me. Right around the time this movie was released, I was going through some really tough times, and this particular scene just hit so much harder for me. So definitely watch A Quiet Place if you haven't yet. It's amazing. It has great reviews. Pretty much everyone that I know that has watched it loved it. So just watch it for me and let me know if you found that particular scene that I'm talking about any sadder or as sad as I thought. My number 1, the grand poobah of this whole operation that I'm doing right now, is Speak No Evil. Dear Lord, this movie is so fucked up. So fucked up. But it definitely makes you feel a lot of emotions all at once. I was pissed that they weren't leaving. And the fact that they even went back after leaving, I was sad for the daughter because she didn't seem like she had many friends and she relied on a stuffed animal for comfort. I was disgusted by how their friends turned out to be straight up pieces of shit. That ending, I was so in shock. I was crying so hard and I was so pissed off and angry at the entire movie for making me feel so many things at once. Bro, you've got to see this movie. It's amazing. So good. And so all at once. I just can't. It's amazing. Comment down below. Let me know movies that I didn't put on this list that you also found scary but also very sad at the same time. Let me know. I really want to know what you guys think about this this list in particular. Which parts made you sad for these movies? Which parts made you feel differently than I felt about these movies? Anything. Let me know. I am an open book. If anything, I want to hear what your guys' lists are. Please, I'm very interested. And yeah, I hope you guys like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that bell icon. And I hope you have a fucking wonderful day. honestly, because this year has been so shit. I don't know about you guys, but for me especially. So, please have a wonderful day. Bye.